maybe I'll do an astrology flow. Um, what I need to do is get my tablet. I have it in a certain place, because if I get the tablet, then I could actually do the fucking songs. I could actually fucking do the astrology. I could actually start, editing the content. Obviously, there's content I need to take down. That's like, it's just all in due time. But, you know, I kind of come with an approach that we're all gonna die. There's a side of the reality that wants to test the balls out of you. Reality wants to fucking curb stomp you. So if reality wants to curb stomp you within the media, then how do you have to respond to reality trying to fucking curb stomp you? After a prolonged period of time, right? A prolonged period of time of just coming on and off, the vicinity of the public internet in a different stream for who knows how the fuck long, right? So it's kind of like an acquired taste, this content, and however the fucking media delegation of, a nuance of cybersecurity flags you on or off, and however it wants to be fake, innovation should check that, So I want to read this book. Maybe I'll just read a page. I'm not trying to get too antsy either, I'm not trying to get too antsy either with it, I'll just read a fucking page. And I'm not trying to prove anything either. I'm just saying, like, reality trying to curb stomp you. People don't necessarily, and I have such a unique degree of unconscious intelligence, respectfully, right? There's within the paint of the disrespect, there's a respective approach. So that's ironic as balls, right? Within the paint of disrespect, there's a respective approach for the dignity of some type of quality of life. And there's a certain part of life where a certain sentience wants to defile you. And unconscious approaches are what they are. And that's ironic as fuck, right? So within the astrology of just moon being in Leo, it's, finding some type of fucking dignity, right? Hello. And Leo kind of like being swagged out, swagadocious on this motherfucking wreck, bro. Yo, on this tech toe. Yo, and I go 10 toes, and I go tenfold. And there's other raps in the back of my mind too, right? Of just like, there's other hella raps too, right? Of just, get the bread, bro, or something like that. And there's just other raps, and for other people to have, like, their stage to deliver their cheesy ass fucking potato mashed out mac and cheese fucking GMO raps. Because obviously I don't really like mac and cheese, but if it's organically prepped and there's organic cheese and organic grains, then I'll entertain it. But even at a young age, I always stayed away from mac and cheese for some reason. Like, I just like, there was a part of me that sensed the chemicals in that orange powder cheese. It was just a sensing. And when I was young, there was obviously some type of reaction of dislike, and me not conforming to GMO shit. Then I got flagged, right? In one casual sense, right? So there was a pushback in reality. So within the Saturn matrix of the past, if you didn't conform to the GMO shit, you got flagged. That was the Saturn matrix shit that is going over our heads. And if you don't conform, zombified consciousness respectively within the esoteric science is going to flag you, right? So there's unique types of nuances of flags. So the original Galactic Federation of Equilibrium, hopefully all we could do is really fucking pray and vote and hope that they correct the real fucking shit show that ironically everyone's complaining about, but they're veering their attention and they're pretending not to give a fuck. and they're voting for their attention for some type of impending doom system. So there's like a catch 22 within this whole geopolitical intelligence, and that's why the fates respond how the fates respond. And I'm just a different level neutral. I'm like a different level 2029 Switzerland, right? Because I'm holding down the real neutral shit, and Switzerland supposedly is claiming neutral shit supposedly, right? Yet they're not gonna yet they're gonna fucking more or less uniquely flag this shit or not, right? Just depending on how real and authentic they are with their neutral shit, right? So Moon and Leo, Sun and Sag, that's a trine energies, trine activation with prolific Sun and Moon energies. And there's more raps I want to spit out too, right? There's more raps I want to spit out too. Uh with the there's just more raps that I want to spit out. And I'll come back to those raps later, right? I'm thinking of 10 toes. 10 toes. Going 10 toes. Cross the threshold. It never end though. Get it, eat you like a bread roll, a croissant roll, a jelly roll. Yo, envy got even the best of me. Let it pass, let it fill you in your entrails, ho. Yo, I trail this like trailhead, like spearhead, spear dragon, like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! DXG, GXX, GX, triple X, the quad X, motherfucker, new X, new sex tape shit, new retro disc, futuristic, reactive, yo, dinosaur remnastic shit, gymnastic shit, yo. Do I need a clutch? Do I need a vice? Do I need to break the motherfucking ice? See, it's bad. It's horrible. Because so it's like, sometimes like you got to come prepared with the freestyle. There's other freestyles I'm thinking about, but they're not coming to me right now, but they will come back. So the astrology is saying that Sun and Moon trine, it's very significant within the solar system spatial area within Earth being in the nearby vicinity spatial area of the Sun and the Moon, and that Sun and the Moon making some type of triune, compressed physical astrological dynamic alignment pressure scape, where there's a trine, and that trine area it is kind of like seeing within the micro binary star. It's activating Sag and Leo energies, and compensation astrology would say, the Aries is there could be comets in Aries, or humans are their own microcosm of the Aries. So the compensation astrology is there is a grand fire trine within a different logic of compensation astrology. Sun and Sag, Moon and Leo, individuals being Aries, right? So they, within my original invention of compensation astrology, there's a quote unquote grand fire trine with compensation astrology. Aries being the microcosm, having their own unique subjective arrangement, microcosm wise, making a grand fire trine. So within the compensation astrology, like originated by me, there's a grand fire trine respectively with Sun, Moon, and individual, right? So within that grand fire trine, we could get individual unique creative support of purifying fuck shit, purifying distorted ways of thinking, purifying old emotions, purifying old spiritual contracts, purifying old fucking systems, purifying old Saturn systems, right? So there's a gift within the fire of the Sun and Sag, Moon and Leo, so we could feel this dignity of innovative spiritual shit, Leo. So we're feeling the dignity of innovational spiritual shit, Moon and Leo. And as the moon goes into Virgo, it will kind of like carry on some type of spirit of curated playground dynamics, and it will more or less uniquely in some unique adolescent way, it will try to like organize shit, and hopefully it's not toxic, right, within just the 3D of shit, right? And and Mars being in Sag, right? So Mars trining the moon too. So within Mars trining the moon, that's some type of, you know, creative, unique talent and gift to kind of bring and kind of have some cyclical talent to see where is your inner drive to kind of have a feel good energy with purifying this, you know, whatever the fuck reality is, right? Because reality kind of goes in and out of the fires of creation, right? Sometimes the matrix and the different types of outlets of the earth element, it kind of like contains the fire, and it kind of like, you know, it makes the fire subside, right, within the compartments of the matrix, the compartmentalizations of the matrix, right? So obviously I'll come back with reading the book. I'll come back with different astrologies. I'll come back with different raps, hopefully with beats in the background. And in the last live, what I also forgot to mention was, you know, I could cover like 100 unique female vocal songs respectively when I'm tuned and hydrated, right? So like I could, like, you know, I'm just on my own flow, you know. And you know, and I respect everybody's, you know, ironically I respect everybody's like and how they feel, right? And how like, you know, everybody needs to have some type of like I guess place in the community, more or less, right? And obviously how people voice their preferences, that's like, you know, that's obviously something to be delegated to. So you have the best life ever.